to find your way back home.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? Camyo here, and welcome to Focus. Welcome to a little chill video today. We're going to do just a kick back and relax type of video today. This is going to be my top starters. We're going to do top 8 instead of we're going to do our top 8 instead of top 7. There are 7 generations, but we're going to do top 8 because I couldn't choose for one of them. One of the generations I literally have the hardest time choosing for, and it's pretty high on the list. So anyway, we're going to start this off with my number 8 choice, my lowest favorite starter on the list, and that will be Tepig. Tepig is my favorite Pokemon from Generation 5. My favorite starter Pokemon from Generation 5. Oshawott was really cool, but it was kind of overhyped, and I really didn't find any forms other than Oshawott that I really liked, which the same can be said for all of the starters for Generation 5. But Tepig won me over because he's just a cute little pig. He's a cute little piglet, and if you've ever looked up pictures of little piglets online or anything, you know they're super cute. They're so cute, and it was an easy choice after seeing Tepig, and the evolutions of the other Pokemon. Just Generation 5 starters were just lacking a lot, but they did have decent starting forms, so I will give them that. And Tepig won my heart with his cute little fiery snout. So now moving on to our top 7, or our 7th pick. That is going to be Froakie. I really love Froakie. Froakie won my heart after seeing the final evolutions of the Pokemon, basically. Well, I say he won my heart, but when I saw the final evolutions of the Generation 6 Pokemon, Chespin kind of let me down. I was Team Chespin all the way up till the evolutions, because I was hoping that Chespin would be kind of like a hedgehog type deal, especially seeing Quilladin and things like that. I was hoping he would be kind of a hedgehog type thing. Instead, he was a chipmunk, which is okay, but he kind of let me down. I had higher expectations for Chespin, but then I saw Froakie's evolution and how cool and sleek it was, and it was just Greninja was just super awesome. And then I saw Froakie in the anime, and the anime is what won my heart, because I didn't know what the little fluff was on Froakie, and when in the anime you hear his little voice and everything, Froakie, which was a horrible impression, but you hear his little voice and stuff, and it's just super cute. And then you hear what his little fluff is called. It's called Fruffles. Oh, that was just the cutest thing I've ever heard, and Froakie won me over after that, and I've loved Froakie ever since. Now for number 6. Number 6 is going to be a fairly new starter. All the starters from Gen 7 were really awesome, but they're so low on my list because they kind of pale in either statistics, they either pale in looks, they either pale in just nostalgia in general. So being so new, that's why they're probably pretty low. Maybe a few more years under my belt, they may be higher up on the ranks, but as of right now, our number 6 pick is Rowlet. Rowlet is my pick because, I mean, look at him. He's adorable. He's just adorable. He's just a cute little round fluff ball, and I really love owls, to be honest. Owls are my favorite animal in real life. There's a story I won't really discuss, but for the most part, it's because I really like Greek mythology as well. And looking at Athena, how she had her owl and everything like that. I want to say her owl's name was Artemis, but I'm probably extremely mistaken. I can't remember right now. It's been a while since I've actually looked at Greek mythology, so I'm a little fuzzy. But When I saw the starters for Gen 7, I was torn, absolutely torn between Litten and Rowlet. And thankfully, Rowlet did not let me down. Now, I was skeptical when they showed the second evolutions, but we all know the second evolutions aren't typically that great, because you have to have something cute, something silly, and then something really cool in Pokemon. So we all know that the second evolutions aren't that great, but Rowlet's second evolution took me by surprise, and I wasn't really feeling it. I had to give the victory of second evolution to Litten. So Litten almost got my vote, almost got my pick. But then when the final evolutions came out, and it showed the archery and everything from Decidueye, that was so cool, and I was set on that. Now, there were leaks beforehand showing these forms, and they gave, I think Incineroar is his name, they gave Incineroar a different name. I think it was called, like, I can't remember what it was called, but it was something really cool, and it was like a wrestling type name. And it was, I think it was like a Spanish type wrestling name. Like, it sounded really cool. And if that was Litten's name, I told myself that if that's its name, I'm getting that Pokemon. So literally, like, my favorite starter for Gen 7 kind of came down to the wire, and it all depended on if Litten's final evolution had a certain name. So, picking your starters is always a super difficult process, and so sometimes you just have to leave it to a certain thing, like something as silly as, what is it called? What is its name? And number five is a very, very nostalgic pick in my choice, in my opinion. Number 5 is the Gen 1 starter that I chose at the beginning of my Pokemon journey. Now, when I first started Pokemon, I chose Squirtle. So Squirtle is my number 5 pick. I really love Squirtle. Wartortle is my favorite evolution of Squirtles. Super cool, super cute with his fluffy little ears and things like that. I love Squirtle's bald head and everything. It looks so smooth and everything. And yeah, Squirtle, number 5. He was my first pick in Pokemon ever, so I really have that nostalgic kind of grasp on him, but I don't want to make him like number 1 just because I chose him first, because there are some cooler Pokemon out there. Moving on to number 4 is my Gen 3 starter, which I always chose Mudkip. Mudkip was the coolest and the cutest and the, in my opinion, most powerful of all of the starters in Gen 3. Like, I loved Squirtle. And Marshtomp was kind of cool. He was a little silly looking, but not nearly as silly looking as the rest of them, in my opinion. And then there was Swampert, who was just this looming brute, and it was so cool. And like, they didn't make him like some big like Embor type guy or anything like that. He was just really strong and sleek and just muscular type, like, I'm gonna like wreck your face type starter. And I was like, dude, Mudkip is amazing. And so yeah, that's basically it for Mudkip. But fun fact, I actually have a pet gecko that I named Trico after the starter Pokemon Trico. So Trico will always have a special place in my heart too, but he's not my favorite starter from Gen 3. Now, I know you're looking at me coming down to the wire. These are the last 3 choices, and I said at the beginning of the video that one of the choices was going to be a twofer because I literally cannot choose, and that would be this pick. Pick for 3 and 2, picks 2 and 3 are both from Generation 2, Johto. They are Cyndaquil and Totodile. I have never been able to just pick one. Ever since I began my journey with my Cyndaquil, I chose Cyndaquil first, but he's not my favorite. Neither is Totodile. I love them both so much, I could not choose either of them. If you put a gun to my head and told me to pick Cyndaquil or Totodile, you guys wouldn't see me anymore. Ever since I got my Crystal version, which was basically my first journey, I played a little bit of Fire Red, and then I went to Crystal because that was the first game I actually bought, or was bought for me. I played Red version and Pokemon Gold before ever playing, getting my own actual copy, like that was purchased for me and was like mine to have forever, copy of Pokemon, which was Pokemon Crystal. So going back to kind of what I said about Squirtle, I kind of fibbed because Cyndaquil and Totodile are high up on my list for that nostalgia reason, and I can't do anything about that. They're just they before the next Pokemon that I'm about to say, they were my favorite Pokemons like ever, and it was just amazing. Especially like finding out that the first starter that was mine and mine alone that I chose was Cyndaquil, and finding out that it was shiny back then, that blew my mind. But yeah, so Cyndaquil and Totodile are kind of tied for second place in the second and third slots. Don't ask me to choose which one is on third place because it's not gonna do it. And so that leaves our number one favorite starter. Now, if you're looking at the starters and you've been keeping track of the generations, you know which generation is next, and that is going to be Generation 4. Generation 4 holds my favorite starter because when I was younger, I went to a Chinese restaurant, and they had a little mat that was sitting there where you could like turn it over and do like little puzzles and things like that. But they had a mat that was sitting there, a little paper mat, and it told you the year, what year Chinese zodiac you were, because that makes sense, right? It was a sheet, a paper mat that told you what you were in the Chinese zodiac. And I was a monkey. So I've always felt a certain connection with monkeys. Like, even as a kid, I would love climbing trees, and my excuse for that was, I'm a monkey in the Chinese zodiac. And so I saw Piplup, which was cool and everything. He was super adorable. And then I saw Turtwig, and he was super adorable, and he was really cool, and his evolutions were really, really cool. And then I saw Chimchar, and oh boy, I knew right then and there, as soon as I saw Chimchar, that was my starter. That was who I was going to choose. There was no doubt about it in my mind whatsoever. And even to this day, there are very few Pokemon that can make me just feel absolute joy about having or going through a playthrough with, or just recapping and remembering things in general. But Chimchar, every single time I have a Chimchar, and that Chimchar evolves into Monferno, and that Monferno evolves into Infernape, every step of the way, I absolutely love that Pokemon so much. And I get this like tingly feeling of just pure enjoyment, which I'm sure is what a lot of you guys feel about certain Pokemon out there as well, which is something that most people don't understand about Pokemon. Like, there's just a certain connection that you feel with some of these digital pixels and creatures, and it's just something absolutely amazing has come from Pokemon, and there's no real way to describe this breakthrough in gaming. There's just no way. And each time Pokemon comes out with a new game, they reach someone else, and it's just something that has brought so many people together. And I'm off topic. But yes, Chimchar. Chimchar is my favorite starter. He's my number one favorite starter. He will probably always be my number one favorite starter for as long as I can see, anyway. I really can't see another starter topping him. There may be one in the future, but at that point, I might not be around. Scary thought. But anyway, guys, that was my top 8, top 7, top 8 favorite starters. So what are your favorite starters? What is your all-time favorite starter? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like this video, hit that like button down below. And if you're a part of the Camyo Corps, definitely hit that like button down below. Show me some love. And if you're not a part of the Camyo Corps and would like to be, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button and you're automatically a part of the Camyo Corps. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna get the heck out of here. You guys are awesome. Have a great day. Peace out.